Welcome to SDH's coverage of everything going on in MLS Next Pro. We'll take you backward before we go forward over the last 7 days and get you ready for Decision Day in MLS Next Pro, because at the beginning of the week, folks get to determine their playoff opponents. We'll get you ready for the postseason coming up in just a little bit, but obviously we got to go backward before we go forward and let you know what happened over the last 7 days in MLS Next Pro. Once again, traditionally, a no dilly, no dally zone as we are here in our coverage on the SDH network. So in the last 7 days, you had folks that were bumped out of the playoff picture. You had folks that reasserted themselves into the playoff picture. Going back to last Friday, Minnesota United 2, the Loons 2, over Colorado Rapids 2, 1-0. That was at the National Sports Center. Austin and Whitecaps 2 at Palmer Field, 1-1 after 90. Austin gets the extra point, winning 5-4 in PKs. Then on Sunday, it was Chicago Fire 2 over Columbus Crew 2 at historic Crew Stadium. That gets us to our first match of the week in the East. Crown Legacy, Inter Miami 2 at the Erector Set Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at MLS Next Pro and Apple TV.
Keep the front three narrow, gives us our best chance. Deflection, shot, and scored! 17 minutes in. Flores and Montenegro. Lofted, header, wow, what a finish! Takeaway, here's Cohen on the break with a chance. Got them all! Yuval Cohen cuts his team's deficit in half. Gardena. Shot. Wow, another strike from outside the box! Chance here. Good as gold. Brandon Cambridge with the fourth goal of the... Reyes, soft touch, nice timed run, got him all! Virginia box, right-footed, shot it in! Unable to get a hold of Crown Legacy FC. Your final, 5-2.
Then that gets us to the next game in the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia Union 2, Atlanta United 2. That one was here on the SDH Network from Subaru Park in Chester. A couple of combinations there, but here comes Union 2 once again, 20 yards inside the attacking half. Charging up the right-hand side, Kevin Sullivan, and he'll go with the left and just miss it to the far post. Looked like Jaden Hibbert had it tracked the entire time early in the 4th minute. So chance was there for Philadelphia Union 2. Outlet to Kevin Sullivan, charged inside the edge of the 18 and then let it go. Just misses to the right-hand side. Into the middle, Cooper Sanchez, quick to Javi Armas. Right-hand side, Kawasmi, right at center line. Finally does get some attention and has to release the ball as Sal Olivas started to close the margins a little bit. Halfway through the 7th minute, no score here in Chester, Pennsylvania. Atlanta United 2, Philadelphia Union 2 as we wrap up the regular season here at MLS Next Pro. Kawasmi, right-hand side, lays it for Cooper Sanchez. Sanchez tried to go inside the 18. Neri got there first ahead of the defense, but it ends up being a chance that goes right to Andrew Rick. Neri won the race as Cooper Sanchez tried to feed it toward the end line. On the cutback, Rick was there, as was the defense, in the form of Macania for Philadelphia Union 2. Westfield tries to send it forward. Header, Kawasmi, into the middle to Javi Armas. Turned over quickly. C.J. Olney, and all in on his own, and it was a chance that was there, but it didn't get finished. Opportunity once again for Saketa. Saketa up forward. Couple of passes now inside the 18, and the flag is up. Ball ended up in the back of the net. Back and forth, Morales and Jaden Hibbert. Hibbert directing a little traffic here halfway through the 23rd minute. Eddie Davis with token pressure as well as Sal Olivas with token pressure. And it's won back by Philadelphia Union 2 quickly. Kevin Sullivan. Couple of step overs. Wanted to work it with the left, does a 360 to get away from Aiden Torres. Gets the pass back, flicks it up over the top. Defenses there for Atlanta United 2 settled down, but only couldn't quite keep it. Ball bounces outside the 18. Westfield header right on. Was 10 yards inside the attacking half. Back to Efren Morales. Morales, fancy footwork from the right to the left, gives to Javi Armas again. Armas, long ball with the right, looking up the right-hand side, and he will find Kawasmi on an overlap. Cut back to Cooper Sanchez. Wide open right at the edge of the D is Firmino. First shot, and it's there for Rick. Javi Armas working quickly, finds Cooper Sanchez. Sanchez over to Chong Kui over on the far side. 25 yards from goal, looking again to connect, this time with Neri on the ground, but won by Philadelphia Union 2. Second ball, going through traffic, flicked once and twice, shot by Firmino, blocked, tries to get it again, goes down, and a penalty. Penalty earned by Nicholas Firmino, staying with it. And the chance is here for Atlanta United, too. Late in the first half, popped it up to himself. Second chance, and he was taken down right in between the edge of the 18 and the penalty spot. Nicholas Firmino standing on the penalty spot. Javi Armas walks it to him, flips the ball to him, a word of encouragement. Marie Durr making sure that Nicholas Firmino will be ready to go. And it looks like they're going to call the penalty on Westfield. Westfield had both hands to the air. He's pulled his jersey up to his sternum all the way around. So I think Westfield is the one responsible on the pull down. Westfield kind of looking at Marie Durr with words passing by as she walked by. Turning into the 43rd minute, it's going to be Nicholas Firmino and Andrew Rick. Firmino hands on hips, runs it up and puts it in the net. Third goal of the season for Nicholas Firmino, and Atlanta United 2 with a lead on the road from the penalty spot. Nicholas Firmino 1-0, Atlanta United 2. Right-hand side, through ball behind Ashton Gordon, but not all the way out. Cooper Sanchez, he'll wind from 20 and got underneath it. Got his back bent a little bit, got underneath it, but Sanchez not afraid to launch from 20 as we're in the 51st minute. And with the right looking up the left-hand side, headed down once. Davis, flick header, tries to get Sullivan going. Morales is there, and he swings at it. Big 360 with the leg. And the Twos win possession once again. A lot of quick passing. Armas looking for Cooper Sanchez. One back by the Union. Davis gets around Morales. Edge of the 18 over on the far side. Cut back pass. Top of the D. Sullivan leaves it to his right. Gives to Sakeda. Sakeda stood up by Dominic Chongqui. Nicely done, but not all the way out. Sullivan there to get it back. Sullivan on a bit of a back and forth with Pierre. Looking header and just wide. Chance was there for Union 2. Nice ball by Kevin Sullivan. And he runs his fingers through his hair, knowing that that might have been a chance for Philadelphia Union 2 for the equalizer. Great idea. A goal with 1:20 to go by C.J. Olney, his 6th of the season, after a goal by Kevin Sullivan. And Atlanta United 2 loses to Philadelphia Union 2, 2-1 in their regular season finale. Also, Chattanooga surprising a lot of folks, going to York Lions Stadium after parting ways with head coach Rod Underwood. 5-1 win over Toronto FC at York Lions Stadium, so a big 3 points for Chattanooga. Then Sporting Kansas City 2 in the West, North Texas SC at Children's Mercy Victory Field. 1-1 after 90, North Texas gets the extra point, winning 4-1 in PKs. Carolina Corps continues their winning ways in a push for a playoff berth, shutting out Huntsville City at Truist Point 2-0. Then it was Red Bulls and New England Revolution 2 at Montclair. Red Bulls 2 winning that one 3-1. The Town 2-0 over LAFC 2 at St. Mary's College. NYCFC 2 3-1 winners over FC Cincinnati 2 on top of the parking deck at St. John's at Belson Stadium. Real Monarchs 2-0 winners over Timbers 2 at America First. Then that gets us to Tacoma Defiance and Houston Dynamo 2, Dynamo Dos from Starfire. Here's your highlights out west, courtesy of our friends once again at MLS Next Pro and Apple TV.
And then Rodriguez, Aquino, the leading goal scorer, and Gomez in the midfield with Osaze Di Rosario up top for Tacoma. Houston. Tied for the final playoff spot, 2 games to go. They need any kind of result they can get. Everything went right for them, he said, but didn't get the ball in the back of the net. And, of course, Vancouver scored on their couple of chances. That one off the post from Sebastian Gomez. Brunel, that's falling rather, takes a deflection in front, and Miglietti off the bench onto the score sheet. And just like that, Tacoma has the lead in the 64th minute. Attempt on goal, and it came in the second half. Miglietti tries to chip it over, and he does! He's got a brace and has likely just iced it for Tacoma. Miglietti off the bench. By the way, no penalty given in that St. Louis-Ventura County match. A red was issued to Ventura as the final whistle blows here. It's another clean sheet for Tacoma. Houston falls to Defiance 2-0.
Then the last match on the board, it was St. Louis City SC2 at William Rowland in a game that finished 10-9, 3-2 winners over Ventura County. And that gets us into the standings and where things are heading into Decision Day in the Eastern Conference. 3 teams are in, just don't know the where. Philadelphia Union 2 at 52 points, 1 match left to go. FC Cincinnati 2, same record as Philadelphia Union 2. They have 1 less shootout win. Goal difference is +8 to Philadelphia Union 2. Both teams have 15 wins in 27 matches. Orlando City B is at 46 points, and this is where the chaos starts because we're going to be talking about a lot of teams here. It is 8 teams separated by 4 points heading into Decision Day. Orlando City B is in. That much we do know. 11 wins, 27 matches, 46 points. Inter Miami CF2, they are at 13 wins, 45 points. NYCFC 11 wins, 45 points. They have a better goal difference than Crown Legacy, who's also at 11 wins and 45 points. Chicago Fire 2, 44 points in 7th with 10 wins. Carolina Cornell north of the playoff bar, and they would have a tiebreaker over Chattanooga FC because Carolina Core has 12 wins, 12, 11, 4, and 3. Chattanooga FC below the playoff bar in 9th at 43 points, 9, 9, 9, and 7. Also, Columbus Crew at 42 points. They are still active. They need a win, and they need some help from those that are above them. Now, those that are eliminated, Red Bulls 2 at 39, Toronto FC 2 at 34, Atlanta United 2 at 32, Huntsville City Football Club at 26, Revs 2 at 22. Western Conference, you know everybody but one slot, and that one slot has 5 teams chasing after the 8. North Texas, 59 points, 15 wins. They are clear. Number 1 conference seed, division title, and in the playoffs. St. Louis City SC2, 53 points. They are the 2. We just don't know the rest of it. The Town, 48 points. They're in 3rd. Tacoma Defiance, 46 points, are in 4th. LAFC 2, 45 points. They're in 5th. Ventura County, 6th at 42. Whitecaps 2, 40 in 7th. They're all in. To what extent and where, we don't know. 8th, Real Monarchs, 37 points. They are right now the 8th. Dynamo Dos, 36 points, 9 wins. They're below the playoff bar. Los Verdos, Austin FC 2, 7 wins, 36 points. They need a win and some help. Sporting, 9 wins, 35 points and 11th. Timbers 2, 7 wins, 35 points. They're in 12th. Only 2 teams are eliminated from the playoffs in the West. Loons 2, Colorado Rapids 2, 32 points and 23 points, respectively, in the Western Conference. So that sets up all the news, and that gets you ready for Decision Day and the season finale. It is absolute chaos. So I'm just going to say this. For Decision Day draft scenarios, go to MLSNextPro.com. They've got it all lined up. Real Monarchs win, they're in. That's the short version. Dynamo Dos, Houston win, and Real Monarchs get fewer points than them. They are in. Then there's 2 others. By the way, for Real Monarchs to clinch, if they win, that takes care of it. Then there are 4 other scenarios. Dynamo Dos, win, get more points than Real Monarchs. They're in, plus 2 other scenarios. Austin, 2 scenarios, they clinch a playoff spot. Win, Real Monarchs, 1 or fewer points. Dynamo Dos, 2 or fewer points. And then another one that has a lot of math. Sporting, they are in number 1 scenario. They win, Real Monarchs, 1 or fewer points. Dynamo Dos, 2 or fewer points. Los Verdos, 2 or fewer points, or another scenario that has more points involved, and they win the tiebreaker over Real Monarchs. Timbers 2, they need a win. Real Monarchs loss. Houston gets 1 or fewer points. Austin, 2 or fewer points, and Sporting, 2 or fewer points. The Town, they have the Pacific Division title if they get 2 or more points. Then 2 other scenarios. Top 4 seed if 1 or more points, and 2 other scenarios. Tacoma Defiance, they win the Pacific Division title if they win and the Town get 1 or fewer points. 2 other scenarios. Clinch a top 4 with a win, or 4 other scenarios. LAFC 2, they get the Pacific Division title with a win, a Town loss, and Tacoma 1 or fewer points, and another scenario. Clinch a top 4 with a win, a Town loss, or 3 other scenarios. Eastern Conference, 7 are in. Inter Miami, 1 or more points, they're into the playoffs, plus 4 other scenarios. They get the Southeast Division title if they win and OCB gets 2 or fewer points, and 2 other scenarios. They get a top 4 with a win and or 7 other scenarios. NYCFC 2, playoff spot, 1 or more points, they're in. Or, 14 other scenarios. They get a top 4 seed if they win. OCB gets 2 or fewer points. Miami 2 or fewer points. Or 5 other scenarios. And then you get into a whole lot of other math. 6 other scenarios. Crown Legacy, playoff spot, 1 or more points. Or 14 other scenarios. They clinch the Southeast Division title with a win. OCB with 2 or fewer points. Miami 2 or fewer points. Or another scenario. Top 4 seed, a win, OCB 2 or fewer points, Miami 2 or fewer points, or 6 other scenarios. Fire, get a playoff spot if they get 2 or more points, or 6 other scenarios. Clinch a top 4 seed with a win and any of the 3 of 4 separate scenarios. Core, this is tiring. Core, Carolina win, you're in, or 8 other scenarios. They get the Southeast title with a win, OCB losing, Crown get 1 or fewer points. They get a top 4 seed with a win, OCB losing, NYCFC getting 1 or fewer points, Crown Legacy 1 or fewer points, and 3 other scenarios. Chattanooga gets in if they get a win, or 4 other scenarios. Crew get a playoff spot with about 9 different scenarios in the first version of it all. Then you go down the list, and it's 12 other things. Union, best record in the East and the Northeast if they win, or 3 other scenarios. FC Cincinnati, best record in the East, Northeast Division title with a win, and Union 2 get 2 or fewer points, or 2 other scenarios. OCB get the Southeast Division title if they win, or 2 other scenarios. Top 4 seed with a win, or 6 other scenarios. So anyway, wow. That's all that's going on Decision Day. Monthly awards for September. Pro Team of the Month, OCB, no real surprise there. Pro Player of the Month, Alex Freeman, leading OCB to their charge up the table in the East. Pro Coach of the Month, Michelle Garbini. Garbini is the head coach at North Texas SC. They got nothing to worry about. Pro Keeper of the Month, Emmy Ochoa for the Town, as they are 3rd in the Western Conference heading into Decision Day. Rising Star of the Month, Eddie Davis for Philadelphia Union 2. Also on the board, next pro goal of Match Week 29 goes to Brendan McSorley for what he was able to do for St. Louis City SC2 in their win. Like I said, the game finished 10-9, and it was out of control. So then just a quick reminder, by the way, MLS Next Pro clubs get to choose. You have 6 playoff spots open for claiming on Decision Day. Then Tuesday, it is October the 8th, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, the Western Conference Selection Show at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, MLSNextPro.com, and on Twitter and on Instagram. 1 through 3 seeds choose their opponents from the 5 through the 8. The 4 plays the remaining clubs. And so that's what it looks like going into. Other quick news, Carolina Corps is going to face Cruz Azul U23s in an international friendly. Very, very cool stuff there. Arye Miller has been called into Liberia's U20 men's youth national team with all of the time that he has been able to clock with Carolina Core in the midfield, and he'll play in the 2024 WAFU U20 Zone A Championships for 2 weeks in September in Liberia, and it's going to serve as qualifying for the U20 Africa Cup of Nations. So very, very cool stuff there for the 18-year-old, and Carolina Core have loaned Tyler Freeman to USL's Championship Hartford Athletic for the remainder of the 2024 campaign, as Hartford Athletic are chasing after a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Okay, go to MLSNextPro.com. Follow along on all the social media platforms. You can get all the information that you need when it comes to everything in the league. So now, schedule for Decision Day. It is all day Sunday. And all of the matchups are on Season Pass. And it is all the Eastern Conference games at 1, all the Western Conference games at 4. So, Core hosts Inter Miami 2. Chattanooga FC hosts Red Bulls 2. Fire hosts Union 2. FC Cincinnati 2 hosts OCB. Crown Legacy hosting Toronto FC 2. NYCFC 2 hosts Huntsville City. Revs 2 hosting Columbus Crew 2. In the West, Austin FC 2 hosts the Town. Rapids 2 hosts Timbers 2. Dynamo Dothan Whitecaps 2. North Texas SC, nothing to worry about. They've got Loons 2, so the game might just be a kick about it. Choctaw. Real Monarchs in Ventura County. Sporting Kansas City 2 and LAFC 2 at Children's Mercy Victory Field. St. Louis City 2 and Tacoma Defiance at City Park. All of those on Season Pass. Eastern Conference games at 1 o'clock Eastern. Western Conference games at 4 o'clock Eastern time on your Sunday, and we'll have all of the rundown for you, plus the decisions that are made, and we'll play them for you next week as we get you ready for the playoffs in MLS Next Pro. So, juice boxes, just so you've got them as we head into the weekend and Decision Day for 2024. Core minus 106 at home, hosting Inter Miami 2 at a plus 222. Chattanooga FC at a minus 200, hosting Red Bulls 2 at a plus 416. Fire 2 at a plus 112, hosting Union 2 at a plus 189. Crown Legacy a minus 244, hosting Toronto FC 2 almost at a plus 500. FC Cincinnati 2 at a plus 156, hosting OCB at a plus 140. That's an interesting one. Revs 2 at a plus 133, favored against Crew 2 at a plus 144. NYCFC 2, big favorite against Huntsville City at a minus 132. Hunt City at a plus 267. Western Conference. Austin FC 2, plus 141, hosting the Town at a plus 167. Rapids 2 at a plus 138, hosting Timbers 2 at a plus 145 in the composite. Dynamo Dothan minus 149, hosting Whitecaps 2 at a plus 309. North Texas, slight favorite on the minus side, up against Loons 2, minus 101. Loons 2 at a plus 200. Real Monarchs a minus 139, hosting Ventura County at a plus 293. The draw's basically the same. Sporting Kansas City 2, minus 116. LAFC 2 is a plus 236. St. Louis City SC 2 at a plus 112, hosting Tacoma Defiance at a plus 181. So, as we always say, getting ready for Decision Day. If you can make it to any of the matchups in any of these towns, please do. You get to see the up-and-comers, the next generations, and all the markets that are trying to make inroads in MLS Next Pro. And if you cannot be there in person, follow along on your local providers. Also follow along on MLS Season Pass. And once again, on all of your favorite club social media platforms. If you can't be there in person, then you can still follow along on MLSNextPro.com, on Season Pass and Apple TV, and on your favorite club and all their season ticket, and all their social media providers. Don't be surprised if your favorite club wants to reach out to you for 2025. That's where the season ticket reference came from. Anyway, that is the rundown of everything going on in MLS Next Pro as we get to Decision Day. Then by the time we come back, we'll know the first-round matchups, because if you win a lot, you get to choose your opponent, and sometimes that has not turned out well. For everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Thanks for dropping by. That is SDH's coverage of everything MLS Next Pro. Play it safe, everybody. Enjoy Decision Day.